Really pleased with our 2015 class. I know every coach, I'm sure at this point, is happy about the yield that they've got in high school seniors and student athletes, but really think we've bolstered our current roster with some great young men, some absolutely unbelievable student athletes, and some guys I think are really going to help us in the future, as not only as football players but as great young men. Taking over a year ago, one of my main goals was to do a good job in the state of Connecticut, make sure we got the right fit for our offense and our defensive style, and I certainly think that our 2015 class certainly fits that bill. We signed 24 kids total, 8 guys that are here in the mid-year, and the rest that will be coming in August, and we're really excited about this group. Yeah, I think safety, graduated our 2 top safeties, and we certainly needed to get 2 guys in here that can really play. And I think with Matt Maxwell from Southington and Tamir Hinton from Linden, New Jersey, I think we got 2 outstanding young safeties and guys that can certainly do the job. And defensively, especially, I think we've always been pretty big up front on the O-line, but the defensive line was just one of those places where we were undersized last year. We need to do a good job to get some strength in there so we could hold up against the run against some of the better teams. I think wide receiver, we hit a home run. Alex Giamelli, obviously, he's the stat man in the state, but does so many great things on the field, from playing defense to blocking. Great guy to have. And Courtney Rush from Windsor is a rocket. I mean, he's an absolute missile. He's a track star in the state of Connecticut as well. He's a guy that's going to give us certainly a deep threat. And then we got Chikwa from Glastonbury, who's, to me, he's just a diamond in the rough. And now I'm going to bring up our assistant coaches that are going to sit down and talk to you a little bit about the position groups and the guys that we recruited in those areas.
Well, I think the first thing you notice about Jake is that he's big. I mean, he's 6'6", has a really strong arm, can get the ball down the field. That's one of the things that Coach Ross really wants to do with this offense is we want to run the ball first, and then we want to throw the ball down the field deep. So his size and arm strength really bring a lot to the table for us in that regard, because he can definitely get the ball, behind the safeties and that kind of thing. He's definitely got some throwing ability, natural throwing ability. With quarterbacks, it's not always just measuring height and weight and speed and all that different stuff. You watch the kid throw the ball, and you can definitely see what we saw on the tape of him. Just the ball literally coming out of his hand and hitting spots that we wanted to go to. A huge benefit, just because not just the X's and O's, learning the offense, spending some time, but getting to work with myself, doing some fundamental things, doing all that. But more importantly, I think for the younger guys, especially quarterbacks, for them to grow physically, kind of into their bodies, and get strength in all those different areas that allow them to do the things we want them to do, to be able to throw the ball down the field, and really just like core strength and a lot of those different things to put your body in good positions so that you can deliver the football where it needs to be.
Our running back class this year, we had a big role filling in for Rob Holloman, but I think we signed 2 guys that will definitely make a difference and make an immediate impact for our team. The first is Mike Peterson. He's from Denmark. He went to Santa Barbara City College. He's a more mature player. He's 24 years old. So he brings more maturity to our room. A bigger back at 225, so he pounds it in the middle, as well as soft hands at the backfield. So we hope that he can compete for a spring spot, get us some reps, and make an impact during the fall season. Our next player is Drew Jean Guillaume. He's from Shepherd Hill, Mass. Charlton, Mass, actually, Shepherd Hill High School. He played quarterback there. He led their team to a Division IV state semifinal in Massachusetts. And he's just the type of player that we want. Athletic, a slasher type of runner. We went and actually saw him play a basketball game, and he's the type of competitor that we want. He hates losing, he loves to compete, great parents, great person, and that's the kind of guy we want. So we're happy to have these 2 guys on our side.
I seem extremely excited about the wide receiver group that we got coming in this year. heavily bolstered by 3 signees from the state of Connecticut and a speed receiver from the state of New Jersey. The first receiver I want to talk about is from across the river in Glastonbury, Connecticut. His name is Ccsu. Chica is a 6'3", 190-pound receiver from Glastonbury. He's very explosive, got the ability to go get the deep ball, high points the ball with a lot of skill. It's the reason why he was chosen to be a CCC All-Star selection. He's going to bolster our receiving core by bringing big play potential. Another receiver from the state of Connecticut that we're extremely excited to have is Alex Gemelli. Alex has been an all-state selection for the last 2 years by the Connecticut State coaches. He holds the single-season record for receiving touchdowns with 29. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds, able to run very, very precise routes, able to go get the football and make plays with the ball in his hands. We're extremely excited to have him come join us here at Central. Next receiver is Mike Reed. Mike is a 5'10", 175-pound receiver who hails from Newark, New Jersey. He went to Malcolm X Shabazz High School, where he was second in the state in the 200-meter dash. As somebody who finished second in the state in the 200-meter, Mike obviously has great blazing speed. He's going to really stress defenses with his ability to blow the top off and force a lot of coverage to have to roll over the top of him. Mike's also going to be able to run precise routes, go get the football for us. We're very excited to have him here with us at Central. One other local receiver that we have is Courtney Rush. Very excited to have Courtney come over here and join us from Windsor. He went undefeated this past season, led Windsor to a state championship in Class L. All Courtney does is make plays. He's a great route runner, very precise in and out of his breaks, also able to use his athleticism to really, really challenge defenders when the ball gets thrown up in the air. He's somebody we're very excited to have. I think he can come in and help us right away, and I'm looking forward to having him over here playing with us.
First player I'd like to talk about, Jake Shenna, 6'4", 285-pound tackle from Glastonbury, Connecticut. Prepped this past fall at Milford Academy under Bill Chaplick. Started 10 games at Milford Academy. Loved his feet, athleticism at tackle in both the run game and in the pass game. Used his hands great, keeping separation from defensive linemen. Reaching guys in outside zone. Great guy right now. He's already enrolled. Started workouts about 2 weeks ago, and love his progression already in workouts and being in with the rest of the guys right now. Dusan Etienne from Hollywood Hills High School down in Hollywood, Florida. Mammoth, 6'7", 320 pounds, offensive lineman. Right now at right tackle, we project him at. Huge kid, has great feet for a big guy. You'll see him move around. He played inside in high school, pulling around, skip pulling at the guard position. Just such a strong guy. If he puts one finger on you, you're going flying, which you'll see on his huddle film. Played against some of the best competition in the country, St. Thomas Aquinas in Florida, and 5A football. So playing against multiple Division I players on a field every game. Shane McQuillan, Glastonbury, Connecticut, at Dean Junior College right now. 6'4", 290 pounds, great feet, great hands, playing against some of the best junior college football in the Northeast, playing against ASA, Nassau Junior College. Love him in the run games, the physical, finishing blocks. You'll see him on film, climbing up to linebackers, pancaking them. Just great film, great kid. Toured him around multiple times during the summer. Lives 20 minutes away, another Glastonbury product.
The first guy we have is Joel Maddock. He's a 6'5", 295-pound defensive tackle from Queensland, Australia. Played the past 2 years at Arizona Western Junior College. He's a big, physical, athletic guy that we think can come in and do a tremendous job and be an impact guy right away. Is Chris Tinkham. Chris is a 6'3", 275-pound defensive tackle from Lynn English High School in outside of the Boston area, Massachusetts. He just did a prep semester at East Coast Prep in the western part of Massachusetts. He's a tremendous player with great size. He's very physical, and his technique is outstanding for a first-year guy. We're excited to have him. Next guy is James Dumas, a 6'4", 250-pound defensive end from Friendship Academy in Washington, D.C. He's a guy that's going to be big in the middle for us, run stopper type of kid. See a lot of growth potential in him from his transition to high school to college. Justin Kennedy is a 6'4", 230-pound defensive end from St. Joe's Hamilton in South Jersey. He was first team South Jersey. Physical thumper type of guy, can really set the line of scrimmage and be a force in the run game. Rashad Manning is a 6'1", 240-pound defensive end from Riverdale Baptist School in Maryland. He's a tremendous player, has a lot of explosion, has the ability to get after the passer and do a lot of great things in the run game with our movement and the style of our defense. He's a guy we expect to come in and be a factor right away.
Jabril Jamerson, we're excited to have this kind of athlete in the linebacker core. Right now we've got a good young group right there, so the future is very bright. But this kind of athlete go inside, outside, out of Stonewall, Jackson, and there in Virginia. He's a sub-11 flat 100 guy, already battle ready, big good looking kid. We're excited to have a guy that we can bring in, not have to take off the field on third down. Future is huge for this guy. He's already 6'2". He plays with an immense amount of speed.
Rashad, the number one thing that really sticks out about him, first thing you look at is his size. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. He's a prototypical size that you want at outside linebacker. The second thing that sticks out is his versatility. He played, on the hash as a safety, and he also played inside the box, and that's what we ask our outside linebackers to do, is do those two different things. He's got to rush the passer. He's also got to be good in space, and those are the two things that really stick out about him. We think that he's going to be able to contribute right away at the outside linebacker position.
Grant Ibe from Gaithersburg, Maryland, went to Avalon High School, where he's 6'1", 185 pounds. Grant's going to bring great length, size, and obviously athleticism to our position, and it's going to be a huge asset to our defense in the next couple of years.
Our first safety that we signed is Gerard Can. He's originally from Dover, Delaware. He did a post-grad at Fork Union, and he came to us from Nassau. So Gerard he's a physical specimen. He's not a real big guy. He's probably about 5'10", but he's going to be a real factor coming down, hitting guys in the run game. He's going to be a big piece to replace our former free safety that graduated last year. Ty Mayer. Ty Mayer is from Linden, New Jersey. He's a great athlete. He played all over the field for those guys. Good size, 6 foot, 180. Probably be a 200-pound kid after his freshman year. We saw him playing anywhere from inside linebacker to he played with his hand down for a couple snaps. And then his primary position for us is going to be the free safety position. So we're anticipating him to come in and really try to vie for some spots, some time pretty early. The last kid that we have is Matt Maxwell. He's a local kid, two-time state champion out of Southington. A great sized kid. He's 6'1", about 185 pounds. He's very versatile. He was probably as good on offense as he is on defense. One of the things that we liked about that is he's going to be a cover safety type guy for us. He can come down and play some man-to-man on the slots and do all that sort of stuff. So, and again, he's a physical kid that can play our quarter style defense and do what we need him to do. The big thing overall with this class that we were looking to do was certainly to beef up the defensive line. We had several guys graduate, several impact players on the D-line. We've gone through the transition of going from a 4-3 defense to a 3-4 defense, so we're able to mold our players a little bit better to what we wanted. We got several impact kids for this spring. Both the spring kids are that 6'2" to 6'4" range, 280 pounds. So we've got a little bit more beef up front. On the second level, we were looking for as good of athletes as we could find. So we got, we just saw a kid at a combine late. We're able to scholarship him, get him up. He's a great player for us. You know, Jamel will be a guy that can run sideline to sideline. He's a sub-4.6 40 kid, so we should be pretty excited about that. And then we have another kid, a junior college kid coming in, you know, that's played some safety, but really will play on the second level for us. You know, and then in the defensive backfield, our safeties, our downhill quarters players, very aggressive. These guys will help right away improving our run defense. And then, you know, we got the corners that we brought in. We feel like if they need to play this year, they can. But certainly those guys could use a redshirt year to get a little bit bigger. We may use one of those guys as a nickel player to bring in situations. But right now we're hopefully in decent shape with our defensive backfield. So overall, we were pretty excited. We got real high character kids, hard workers. All these kids have good motors. They're all kids that we feel like will put us in position to be one of the top defenses in the NEC.